Hey Blocksters, welcome to the Blockchain Hustler, a show where we talk to the leading founders, creators, celebrities, and disruptors who are hustling in Web3. Today's guest is Nick Greenawalt. Nick is a motion designer and the founder of the Wanderers, an innovative sci-fi brand and experience that blends art with storytelling through gaming, entertainment, and music. The Web3 native multimedia brand includes 3 existing NFT collections with a total trading volume of 5,000 ETH, as well as IRL activations, original music, short films, merchandise, avatars, and more. Nick, thank you so much for joining us on the Blockchain Hustler today.
Thank you for having me. Excited to be here.
Yeah, so excited to talk to you. There's so much to talk about. Before we dive into everything, can you just tell me about your background as a motion designer and how you got into Web3?
Sure. So I worked at an interactive design agency in Philadelphia for many years. And there I learned how to create digital experiences, activated a lot of museums and touchscreens and stuff like that. So that's where I originally got, a foot into experiences and storytelling. And so I left that job to go freelance and to pursue YouTube and teach motion design online.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was, I've been doing YouTube for a lot of years and doing animation courses, and on the side I was making animation loops and teach and showing my process. And then I found out about Super Rare, and I got onto Super Rare, and I started selling my animation loops as NFTs, and that was really, really exciting. And I was having a great time doing that. I've always been into crypto for since like early 2015, maybe 2014. And so it was kind of like a really awesome divergence of two of my passions of crypto and crypto art.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was doing Super Rare for a while, and then I kind of found out about collections, like Bored Apes were starting to rise. And so I wanted to try making my own collection. And at the time I was doing animations in the style of what would become the Wanderers of sci-fi spaceships, stuff like that. So I started prototyping it, and then I linked up with a developer who could help me assemble all of the components, and that led to the Wanderers.
Oh, that's incredible. And just what was your aha moment when you discovered the way Web3 technology empowers creatives, and then when you decided you were going to just enter the space full force?
Well, for me, it was that, it's really hard to, I think it's not as obvious how to make money as a digital creative. If you
Mm-hmm.
you can sell a painting, you can sell stuff on Etsy. For a while I was through college and stuff like that, I would sell prints on Etsy. I would make pins and stuff like that, patches. But I've never been really confident in my skills of like drawing or illustration or anything like that. And I've always been really into digital art, into animation.
Right.
But before NFTs, like, you can't sell an animation. I mean, you could do client work, right? You can get hired to execute a prompt, but you couldn't just like sell an animation to somebody until NFTs. Then there was this whole world of like people wanted to collect an animation, and that just really blew my mind, that there was people that wanted to collect digital artwork in the same way that they wanted to collect traditional artwork. And so that was just like this huge, to me, it's like a renaissance now of collectors they value digital artwork in the same way that they value traditional artwork. And so that, to me, it just, everything clicks into place. And we're online so much now, and so of course, to me, that makes sense. I have digital screens here. I mean, you're on your phone, you're on your computer.
Mm-hmm.
So of course you would want to collect digital artwork, and in the same way. So once you can kind of wrap your head around that, then it all just falls into place.
And how empowering for you as a digital, as not a traditional artist, but as a digital artist and motion designer. That's incredible.
Yeah, it was super empowering. And, I was having so much success, on Super Rare in the beginning that, like I said, I left my job to go freelance to do YouTube, to continue pursuing selling motion design courses. But just a few months into Super Rare, I was having so much more success doing that the thing that I left my job for was not the thing I was doing just a few months later.
Right. Wow. That's incredible. Clearly that was like a meant to be trajectory, and that led to the Wanderers. Can you explain to me the collection, how it works, and how you came up with the concept?
Sure. So the Wanderers is essentially, it's an evolving storyline. The first collection is a point of view, first person pilots, 8,888 of them, and they're super complex, in depth, with a crazy amount of traits, and they're all looping animation. And I like to say that they're not avatars, but you are the avatar, because it looks like you're essentially in the pilot seat, and it feels like you are. There's a really fun story to tell with each one. Maybe this one of them is holding a laser gun and has a beer bottle, and the windows are cracked as it's warping through space. So I think that's why we got such a passionate collector base in the very beginning, because people have never really seen something like that before. Trying to figure out the story behind each one, and just kind of obsessing over like the complexity of them all. And so it's sci-fi project. They all have music, they all loop. There's just a really really fun sci-fi vibe to them all. And so the story behind them all, which was revealed later through a series of leaked interviews, and then eventually leading up to a short film that we dropped, was that you essentially, by the act of minting them, release them from a wormhole. And when they were released from the wormhole, they essentially all got scrambled up in the wormhole. It was a few pilots that went into it, and then 8,888 of them got scrambled up and ejected out the other side, and combined their traits and their personalities, mixed up arms and limbs and faces. And that's how the Wanderers were born, on the day that everyone minted them. So by the act of minting them, you participated in the storyline and kicked this whole saga off.
That's really cool. It's so different and unique, as opposed to just a character or a PFP. This one is more like you're sitting in the driver's seat. You are on an actual journey. And I love how you turned it into a full-blown storyline. And the Wanderers, like I said before, obviously have been so successful, huge trading volume, lots of sales and royalties. So it was at 1,400 in ETH in total NFT sales and royalties. And then also 96% of Wanderer holders have held for over 90 days. Over 5,500 holders have never sold a Wanderer. So my question is, what's the secret to building a successful NFT project and also cultivating a loyal community?
I think the most important thing is probably just showing people something they've never seen before, creating a niche, creating a niche that is hard to copy. For us, it's pretty much impossible to copy. I don't think that there's, I don't think that there's flipped Wanderers out there, or pixel Wanderers or something like that. And for better or worse, I guess. But I think that as a creator, it's being true and true to yourself, and just telling people a good story, something memorable, and just being entertaining overall. People especially in this space, people just want to have fun. Like, that's the number one thing overall. At the end of the day, everyone wants to see price go up. That's no matter what, price go up, but that's not a sustainable mindset in the long run. I
Right.
think that people, they want to be taken on a fun journey, something that they're going to remember. And it's our duty as the creators, as the founders, to, above all else, is just deliver good content, good story, good entertainment that people aren't going to forget, that builds out your brand. So yeah.
Yeah, that's beautifully said. And can you explain the Wanderverse, like how you're building out more utility through gaming, entertainment, music, what we can expect?
Sure. So like I was saying before, it's an evolving storyline. So if you
Mhm.
own a token, you essentially have a stake in this great galactic odyssey. So we've done things like we have 2 short films out, right? So in the first one, if you learned the story behind all of the Wanderers, including yours, where the origin story. But for our second short film, we put out a casting call, so you could audition your character to be in the movie, and we made people audition, and they said why their character should be in the film, and we then selected who we thought was right for the role, and we actually put them into the film. Everyone who auditioned, they got sent a POAP, and then the people who were selected to be in the film, they're actually in the movie now permanently, and then they got sent NFTs. So and for all this, for that's just one example for the short films. We've
Mhm.
we like to think this is like a transmedia experience that goes in all different facets. So if we are doing something like for gaming, we've created like pixel knots. So if you want to jump into a game that requires a pixel version of your avatars, your avatars will be represented there with pixel versions. We're branching into all different kind of media, so that no matter where you go across the metaverse, your characters, your heroes will be represented, because we believe strongly in a world building experience, so that this feels like the Wanderverse feels like it's alive, it's breathing, it's real. Who the characters are, their personalities, their backstories, how they interact with each other. There's like a richness like to the lore.
Wow, it's so incredibly unique and creative. And I know you also have something called the Wander name domains, which function like regular ENS domains, except they're bound to the token. Can you explain that, how that works, and just why adding domain utility was important for the project as well?
Yeah, so we feel strongly that ENS is like a huge backbone to everything. So we built a website and a contract where people could, for as many Wanderers that they own, they can claim domain names. It's .wanders.eth. So whatever name they want, they can claim them, so that if you're in a game, or you're using Uniswap or whatever, you will actually see, you can use that name. And I think that is more, as this, I think that we're obviously so early, but as more and more protocols and games have that ENS integration, this will essentially be like the Wanderers digital community, and you might start running into other people that are also Wanderers around town. It's just I think a really awesome community identifier for the whole Wanderers community.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. And I love how you also have the Planet Pass, which is the Web3 travel agency for the Wanderers. Can you tell me how that works?
Sure. So we dropped a planet collection, and it's right now people can rename their planets, write descriptions for them. They're really awesome. The collection, they have generative sound effects, a huge amount of variety in the traits, and we're currently chipping away at building a travel agency game where any NFT that you own, even outside of the Wanderers collection, you can send them to to people's planets that they own and review the planets in a Travelocity style game. And then people who own planets, they can manage their planets, they can build on them, they can manage their resources, they can to try to make their reviews better, to make their planets more attractive. It's kind of like a roller coaster tycoon, try to make their planets more attractive for visitors. And then they can also try to sabotage other people's planets, sending attack ships to them. And all the planets are plotted in quadrants so that they want to work together if you're in a certain quadrant, to make your quadrant the best. So it's really it can be really goofy, the review style. Like, you might get a visitor that comes to your planet and they got burned in the lava pits on your planet, but they had a great time and rated 5 stars. So it's kind of like just like a really lighthearted, fun game. So we're dubbing it the Web3 travel agency. It'll be open for everybody, completely free to play. It'll be a gasless experience on Polygon. So we're really excited.
So cool. Such fun engagement. And I love that. It's such a fun idea. And one more I want to ask about is the avatars, the Wandernaut avatars. Can you tell me about that collection and the plans for that?
Yeah, so we dropped avatars coinciding with the original Wanderers collection. So as in the beginning, I was saying the Wanderers are, you are sitting in the pilot seat, but then we thought eventually, we need to show you who's in the pilot seat. So the Wandernauts are essentially they're essentially bound to the Wanderers. So for every one Wanderer, there is a Wandernaut, and it gets really complicated where we have special traits, and they kind of match the avatars. It's just it's an excessively complex collection. So it's almost like you could think of it like 16 collections in one, whereas a lot of collections you might know that's kind of, they have one body shape, one head shape, and then everything kind of falls on top of each other. Well, we have 16 core characters in our collection, and so we had to make different body shapes for them all and different head shapes for them all, and they kind of fall differently on the canvas. So we have kind of 16 different collections inside of it. Plus they're all animated. Plus they all have their own music. So we ended up with over like 900 animated traits in it, which is a crazy amount. Plus they can sometimes mix and match stuff, like this character can wear this character's glasses. It was a lot of work, but they ended up just so amazing. And like with all of our stuff, we like to future proof everything. So they look really good. Look really good animated on Discord, and we anticipate that at some point, Twitter will bring back animated. We'll bring back animated profile pictures. So we provide everyone the PNGs, the GIFs, the MP4s, and they come in all different states, etc.
Yeah. Okay. That's really cool. I know, even just going through your Twitter a little bit and the clips that you've posted of your animations, that in itself looks so incredibly complicated. And then you creating all these characters and the rarities, and wow, it's very impressive, but complicated to say the least.
We go the extra mile and everything, even if it may not, even though it's may not necessary. We just have to do it because we believe that it has to be done. You have to put in the time and the effort to make things really incredible, just to, in the future, no matter how these things may appear, it has to be done. They have to have music, they have to be fully animated, they have to have different states.
It's definitely important and clearly worth it. Everyone is loving what you're doing, and it's very impressive. And just with forward thinking, forward future looking question, obviously this market is shifted the perception and use of NFTs dramatically. And everyone who genuinely believes in the future of Web3 is in like building mode right now. From your perspective, what are your predictions for how maybe PFP NFTs and utility NFTs and metaverse NFTs will evolve, and just the future of the metaverse and avatars and all of that?
Yeah, so we're really bullish on open interoperability. So if you have, in our case, we like to call them heroes. So you have your hero, and I want to take it into this game, and this game is a 2D side scroller. Well, I should have I should have my character be able to play it in this game as a 2D pixel version. And then I go over to this game and it's a 3D game, and it's like Other Side, the Bored Apes game. Well, now I need a 3D version of it in this game, and so to me, that's kind of the future of where things are headed, where I have this token, and anywhere I go, there's a representation of it, and I have my playable character. And then we get to a point where, well, now I want to add upgrades to this character, and maybe I get clothing that fits them. And I think that this is like, it becomes really, really complex of how this stuff handles, but you have people that work on every different facet of this, right? You have people that are building, that build certain types of characters for each game. You have people that are building metaverse clothing that wraps to certain characters. So I think that's the beauty of Web3 is that everyone's working on making things open and decentralized and etc. But what makes it really cool, it's not just a walled garden. That it's kind of like this open playground, and kind of like you own your tokens, you own your pieces, and you have freedom to put them wherever you want and have some kind of representation there. That's what I'm excited about, is kind of just to see like how far you can take things, how weird you can keep taking things, how the money Legos you can stack on top of each other, and keep things that I can't even think of right now. I mean, I think I'm thinking simple, to be honest. Like, I want to, every day I wake up and I keep getting my mind blown with weirder and weirder things. That's what excites me.
Yeah, definitely. So much to be done and so much to look forward to. What can people expect moving forward in the future with the Wanderers? What else do you have coming up?
Yeah, so we are really, really focused on gaming, on entertainment, and music. And we have a lot of really cool things in all three that people should look forward to. We have a lot of original music coming up. We have a ton of new music that people have never heard before that is coming out soon. A lot of cool music collaborations coming out soon. People should look forward to that. We have a lot of activations. We have a lot of experiences coming out, both IRL, both virtually, that people should look forward to. And we have a lot of really awesome gaming stuff coming out. We have, like I said, we have our Planet Tycoon game that will be coming out soon. We have a Wander Worlds Minecraft world that's coming out soon that will be really, really expansive and expands on our lore and our world building, and it will be really, really awesome. And we have some other stuff in that realm coming out too. So tons of stuff. We have some really major announcements that I can't spill the beans on right now, that also people should look forward to, that will probably be coming out in the coming weeks or so. Okay, that cool. I think everyone will be really, really excited about as well. But yeah, gaming, music, entertainment, we're going hard in it, and it's an exciting time to wander with us.
Wow, I love it. Congratulations on everything, Nick. Everything sounds so incredible. I can't wait to see what else you have coming up. The big announcement, will definitely stay on our toes for that. And Nick, thank you so much for joining us on the Blockchain Hustler today. I really, really, really appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Good talking to you.